You might be asking yourself, what in the hell is Blue MAGA? Blue MAGA are people on the far left of the Democratic Party that refuse to criticize the Democratic Party. It's the elitist, holier, I am better than thou philosophy. It's the branch of the party that refuses to hear a different opinion other than what they want to believe. Example, I think Zoran Mamdani is going to be a great mayor. I love his policies. I love that he's fighting for the people. I love his campaign. Love it. But I had the audacity to make a video that I felt, in my opinion, that he should have spoken out against the president who's a convicted felon who caused an insurrection, who was found liable for sexually abusing Jean Carroll. That something could have been said, because he had no problem doing that during the campaign when he was running against Andrew Cuomo. And you know what happened? People unsubscribed. See, two things can be true. I can say that I like Joe Biden, but he also did a really lot of bad, stupid stuff, like not firing Merrick Garland, like not handling Afghanistan better, like not being a one-term president like he promised. Both things can be true. But when you have these conversations with the Blue MAGA, they lose their minds. And this is what you always hear. Now's not the time. Oh, I used to agree with you, but now I can't anymore until you stop acting like the Democrats are the same as Republicans. So let's look at this, okay? Let's start with the big one. Roe versus Wade. When Barack Obama ran, and I love Barack Obama, by the way, because two things can't be true. I can really like a president, and I could criticize them. He ran on codifying Roe versus Wade. I looked it up last night. And once he became president, it was no longer a legislative priority. They could have done it with the supermajority, and they didn't. So they are partly responsible for Roe versus Wade being overturned. That's a fact. 10 voted to censure Al Green, the only guy that had the balls to stand up. Democrats and Republicans are both taking money from AIPAC. They're both taking money from corporations. 50 voted for Marco Rubio. Democrats voted for the CR twice this year. Twice. They let the Republicans off the hook, and now 16 million Americans might lose their health care because they were afraid to do the right thing and let people be uncomfortable. Then you have whoop-de-doo Cory Booker that gives a 26-hour speech and then votes for Charles Kushner, a convicted felon whose sentence was commutated by the orange piggy in the White House. Then you had 14 Democratic senators vote for the crypto bill. And Hakeem Jeffries voted for the racist Remember Him Day on October 14th. And my congressman, Mr. I Want to Run for Governor, because I run around on Stephen Colbert and go on Left Bro podcasts, Eric Swalwell, didn't even have the balls to vote. And even when I called his office, you know what he said? Nothing, because he never called me back. We're being played. I interviewed Eric Swalwell 2 months ago for a general strike because I still believe that is the best strategy that we have as consumers, is to stop what's happening. You know what he said? Only if it helps register voters and helps Democrats win. And that's the problem. Morally, whatever the hell the Republican Party is that defends sexual assault, most likely pedophilia, January 6th, beating officers, making fun of disabled people, insulting troops, tearing down the East Wing of the White House, they're fine with that. Morally, they are completely unhinged. Politically, they're the same. They're two sides of the same coin. And the Blue MAGA cannot bring themselves to admitting that. We deserve better than the lesser of two evils because they're not. They are simply not the lesser of two evils. They just wear a different color hat, blue. We have to realize that the lesser of two evils is not true democracy. When you have something like Citizens United and you have Elon Musk putting in $300 million, that's not a true democracy. It's the perception of a democracy. We have to stop getting trolls like Jill Stein, who shows up 6 months before every election and says, both sides are bad, vote for me. And you have 1 million Blue MAGA to vote for her because it's a protest vote, because it makes them feel good. And many of those people got where we are today because of the Blue MAGA. The only way that we can change is if we listen to other perspectives. I didn't always have these ideas. I had a whole different philosophy on women's health care 20 years ago. I was a Republican 10 years ago. I changed my perspective because I listened to different points of view. And for the Blue MAGA, I'm going to challenge you to stop just running away from people that have a different political ideology. When we get ourselves into an echo chamber, it is not healthy for anybody. It is no different than MAGA. It's just on the other side of the coin. Have a good day.